Has this ever happened to you?
Taejung, you're up.
Today, I'm talking about the octopus. Yeah.
Okay, that may have been a little exaggerated, but you get the point. Rapid heart rate, shallow breathing, shaking voice, jittering hands, butterflies in your stomach, those are all symptoms of glossophobia, or the fear of public speaking. According to a 1973 survey, the fear of public speaking ranked at number 1 on the list of the worst human fears. That's right, speech anxiety is ranked above the fear of heights, insects and bugs, deep water, darkness, elevators, and even death. Now, you may be wondering,
what causes this fear, and how do I overcome it?
in this video, I'm going to tell you about the science behind the fear of public speaking and give you some tips on how to overcome it. The fear of public speaking has been around for thousands of years, tracing back to prehistoric times. In prehistoric times, being part of a group was essential to our survival. So one of the threats to our survival was being kicked out of the group. Now, what might get you kicked out? Standing out in some way, saying something stupid, not performing up to expectations. Those will get you kicked out of the group. Fast forward to now. You're standing in front of a group, ready to present, and your brain goes, oh no, this is a threatening situation. If I say something stupid,
I'm gonna die.
it's no longer true that you're gonna die, but your brain doesn't know that. Our brain sees public speaking as a dangerous threat, and thus, our fight or flight response is activated. This fight or flight response is triggered by something called the amygdala. The amygdala is the almond-shaped section of nervous tissue located in the temporal lobe of the brain. The amygdala is responsible for the perception of emotions such as anger, fear, and sadness. Everybody's got 2 amygdala, and these amygdalae are part of the limbic system within the brain, which are responsible for emotions, survival instincts, and memory. So to sum everything up,
We have these things called amygdalas, which is part of the limbic system of our brain, which triggers the fight or flight response, which is why we have all the symptoms of speech anxiety.
here are 8 steps that you could use to overcome your fear of public speaking. Step number 1, know your topic. The better you understand what you're talking about, and the more you care about the topic, the less likely you'll make a mistake or get off track. Step 2, get organized. Ahead of time, carefully plan out the information you want to present, including any props, audio, or visual aids you'll use. The more organized you are, the less nervous you'll be. Step number 3, practice, and then practice some more. We've all heard of the phrase, practice makes perfect. Practice your complete presentation several times. Do it for a few people you're comfortable with. Ask them to give you feedback. Or record it with a video camera and watch it so you can see opportunities for improvement. Tip number 4, visualize your success. Imagine that your presentation will go well. Positive thoughts can help you decrease some of your negativity about your social performance and relieve anxiety. Step number 5, do some deep breathing. Take 2 or more deep, slow breaths right before you get up to speak. This can be very calming. Step number 6, focus on your material, not your audience. People mainly pay attention to new materials, not how it's presented. If they do notice that you're nervous, they're gonna root for you and want your presentation to be a success. Number 7, don't be afraid of a moment of silence. If you lose track of what you're saying, or your mind goes completely blank, it may seem like you've stopped talking for an eternity, when in reality, you've only stopped talking for a couple of seconds. Even if it is longer, your audience won't mind a pause to consider what you've been saying. And lastly, step number 8, recognize your success. After your presentation, give yourself a pat on the back. It may not have been the perfect presentation, but chances are you're far more critical of yourself than your audience is. Look at any mistakes you made as an opportunity to improve your skills. So that's it. I hope you learned something from this. Thank you for your time.
Well, if you're such a pro, why don't you do it?
Well, it's because I don't, it's because it's because